Good morning, good people. Out for my walk and talk this morning. A little later than usual, but look at what a nice foggy Halloween day it is here in Vacaville, California. Happy Halloween. This morning, just gonna talk from the top of the head. No specific topic, but I do have a surprise for you. I got a special surprise for you today, and you're gonna love it because I love it, and if I love it, you love it. That's why you watch my videos. Ta-da! Yay! I told you was gonna love it. Got my wife with me this morning for the walk. Yeah, what up the bay? one time we yeah, one time we was at a, what was it? Oh yeah, we was at a cannabis cup, and Redman was like a guest, whatever, guest speaker. He was with Sublime. Yeah, he was with Sublime, and he brought us with him. He's like, yo, come on, let's go to this cannabis cup or whatever. It's like, I bet. So we all go, and like we're with him the whole time. so we're at the cannabis cup, and like he's at a table with Sublime, the members of Sublime, and they're doing their autograph thing and whatnot. And then comes the time. This was like, yeah. But was this like the first thing you went to with me and Redman?
I think
something
so.
like that. It might have been like. Anyway, we put. It may have been the first thing that Shannon has been to with us, or something like that. Maybe not, but that's not it. We put special emphasis on Shannon that day, right? So you got to know that first of all, there's like dab bars, and we're with Redman, so they like showering us with joints and weed and all kinds of stuff. We got all the VIP privileges, so we're pretty toasted, right? Like we're having a great time. And then comes the point where Redman's supposed to come up on stage. So then he brings Shadow with him. He brings Shadow with him on stage, and then he's talking or whatever. And Shadow's on where she is zooted, and he's talking, and he gives her the mic. He's like, "Yo, got my sis up here with me, blah blah blah." And he gives Shadow the microphone, and she's talking about, "What up, the bay?" What? Who are you? She said, "What up, the bay?" In that voice and everything, bro. We were dying, man.
Where did it even come from? So embarrassing.
Shit was so funny. Doc looked at her like, what the fuck? Yo, we was dying. I don't know where that came from, but she came out of nowhere with that one. What up, the bay? Yeah, that shit was funny. So that's like one of our ongoing jokes with Shannon.
Funny.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Hard to forget.
Yeah, what up? So what up, the bay? From me and Shanna. Yeah, talking to y'all this morning. We just went. Unfortunately, it's almost time for me to go. So I snuck off this morning with my wife, and we had a nice breakfast. Pop in breakfast plates now. Boop, boop. And we were talking, just chatting about life and our parents and the way things are, the way they do things. It's hilarious.
Tell them about last night dinner. They probably don't want you to talk about that.
I know our parents definitely don't want to tell us or me or us. See? And then it's not me, it's an us thing. I say me a lot here because this is the Learning Hector Canessa channel, but for any of you out there, and I'm gonna let Shanna, I'm gonna hand her, not right now, you're gonna take it anyway, but I'm gonna let Shanna tell you herself that this is very much a we thing. I don't be getting us in these troubles by myself. Yeah, we do this shit together. We jump in together, head first, feet first, full belly flop, right? Look, let me show you this. This is dope though. What? Super dope. Halloween day, extra foggy today. That's cool, and the weather's nice. I get the sniffles out here so much. If you guys,
and my chest too.
yeah, right. Like that's one thing about Arizona that I like all of this allergy stuff and sniffle stuff be gone. So anyway, last night, her mom wants to go. Her mom is big on buffets. She likes buffets, but not Chinese buffet. She likes Old Country Buffet and Golden Corral. So there's a Golden Corral like 40 minutes from where we live in Vacaville. So we load up everybody, we go pick up my mom, and we go to Golden Corral. Now the other night when we went to dinner, we were telling my mother about her mother and their crew and their buffet purses. So like 20 years ago when I first met like her Aunt Lou and all of the down south crew, excuse me, when we went to Alabama to go visit, went to Troy, Alabama to go visit, and there's a buffet called Barn Hills. So they all go to Barn Hills, and her Aunt Lou is the cutest little old Southern woman you ever. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll have her give me a picture so I can pop that one in right there. And you can see Aunt Lou, she looked like this little, she got the pudgiest cheeks. She's such a cute little old lady. She's funny. So we go to this buffet. It's my first introduction to them. And we're all sitting at the table. And Aunt Lou comes and she sits next to me. And I swear on everything, she got like 15 pieces of fried chicken on her plate. I was like, damn, this little lady gonna eat hella chicken right now. I could not believe all the chicken that lady had on her plate. So we chopping it up and I'm talking. I turn around. Yo, not even 60 seconds pass. Maybe 60 at most. Bro, her plate is clean. It's not a piece of chicken. Not a bone, not a gristle, not a crumb. Like, what the fuck just happened, bro? Then I look down the table, and another auntie or cousin or something got a plate stacked of steaks. And then I look over there, and there's another plate with all something else. I don't know. Bruh, I was not hip to the buffet purse gang. They all got big ass purses lined with freezer bags doing the damn thing. That shit was so crazy. So we get back to the hotel. We're staying at like hotels that have a pool. Like you just walk from the pool right into the room kind of thing. And we have adjacent rooms. And me and the younger people were all in the pool. And her mom calls us like, yo, it's time to eat. And like, we didn't even eat not that long ago. We're all full from the buffet and shit. But they ain't that full because they wasn't really eating. Bruh, we go back to the room on everything. They got the whole buffet again in the room. Little stack of plates in the beginning of the line. They got all the sides, bruh. I was dying.
You brought ice cream? It's still frozen?
How did you do that? Yeah, it was so funny. So like, we joke about that. We was telling my mom about that. So then last night, her mom was like, let's go to Golden Corral. My treat. Since I'm about to leave and whatnot, let's have another family night. Like, I bet. So we all go. Bruh. Here goes Linda and Carmen this time. Now, since we hyped my mom the other day, telling my mom about that. My mom, she down with her little freezer bag and purse. I don't know how Linda was getting down last night because she ain't had no purse, but she ended up, she ended up leaving with food and bags anyway. I don't know what happened, but let's just say that game ain't as strong as it used to be.
Where she told us to sit too, like the freaking camera is like right there watching them.
They got cameras right on top of their head, watching them jacking for buffet food. Yo, we were dying last night, man. Like, just eat the food and enjoy it. And like, but nah, man, they all hot and shit, looking around everywhere, trying to sneak a couple little things. It was not worth the trouble. Oh my God.
My little mother like went up to the buffet like 6-7 times, like Everyone knows you're not eating that much.
Yeah, her mom is so tiny, and she was smashing plates like, yeah, right. Hilarious. So anyway, this morning my wife and I were kind of like discussing, our parents and how they are and why they are that way, right? Like, they come from a different era, a different world. They lived through depressions, and they lived through like civil rights movements, right? Like, her mom was a minister for the Nation of Islam for a long time, and during the damn thing, right? Like marching and like really fighting like for real racism, not the racism that we fight, like somebody follow us in the store because they think we're gonna steal, or somebody saying the N word or something like that. No, they was fighting for their rights for real. So her mom is like a little warrior. She's like always on battle mode, and it doesn't even matter. Like right now they're having issues with the VA, trying to get her dad full benefits with the VA, and she's always running into stumbling blocks and hurdles. But a lot of those things can be prevented. It's just because she be on beast mode with everybody. Like, as soon as somebody answers the phone, it's like, you should have that ready. You don't know who I am. Like, she be ready to snap on people. So I don't fault her for that. We use that too. We use Linda for that shit. So we don't fault her for the way she is. However, Shanna and I maneuver differently, right? Like, we've learned the best and the worst from our parents, and we are privileged to ride the middle of it, right? To use the best parts of each. So when we gotta fight, we know how, and when we gotta finesse, we know how, right? So like, Shannon and I navigate differently, and it's not just me that navigates the way I do. It's an us thing. Like, this lady and myself have been together 27 years and married 24 years. So I was 21 and she was 19 when we met, right? And we're in our I'm in my late, I'm in my blue quarter. And so we've been together longer than we've grown up without one another. So do the math. We've been together longer than 21 years, right? That's how old I was when I met her. So all my skills and experiences and who I've become is because of this lady, right? And because of our relationship, and because of the children that we have together, and how we grew as a team. It's never really a me thing, even though if I'm talking about me, it's always we, right? Like, we are one. And then I have to, but then at the same time, we got to take accountabilities for ourselves, right? I can't do anything for anyone until I do for myself. That's something we really learned, especially when the weight loss thing happened, and I really had to like hone in myself and like dig deep into myself to make like super dramatic and drastic changes. But in doing that, selfishly, I was able to provide more for us, and it opened up opportunities for my wife to also develop a different skill set and learn different things. Like, she became a nutritionist at that time, and she learned how to maneuver and change not just eating habits and behaviors, but lifestyle. Like, that was a whole lifestyle change.
Like how a lot of celebrating is done around, like, when you go out to eat to celebrate a birthday, to celebrate holidays around food and stuff like that. Like, food is a very much, like, even going to the movies, you get your popcorn and your nachos.
Yeah, like, it's just part of like your culture and part of like your behaviors, right? So learning how to
unlearning those things.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Exactly, unlearning those things and then replacing them with new things that you've learned. She really mastered that skill. So whenever you're in a relationship, right, I don't give relationship advice, right? I can't tell you what to do in your relationship, but I can tell you what works in ours. And what works in ours, the main thing is that we don't belong to one another. She's my wife. I do everything for her. I love her like no other human being on this planet. However, she doesn't belong to me. And if I really love her, then I have to do everything in my power to ensure that she blossoms into whatever she wants to become. That's my job as her partner. As her partner, I have to nurture her and I have to admire the things that she is. That's what, to me, love is, right? Love is to love the person for what they are, not what I feel a good wife should be, or a good partner should be, or a good lover should be, or a good mother should be, right? That's my opinion. What I have to do is nurture her and build in her the confidence that she can be an individual and herself, and that will be appreciated, and then she grows to the magnificent Shanna, right? Because she got somebody that got her back unconditionally. That's the key word, right? And people say those things, but they're very possessive in the way they maneuver and they do things. And I don't have, like, people go back to, like, I don't know, like cheating and sex and stuff like that when you speak like this, but what? No, I don't have those worries. She don't have those worries with me. Like, that's goofy. And we could speak freely about anything we want with one another because our communication is there, right? And that developed, man. That shit, 27 years, that developed. We were young. Your shoelace, baby. Shanna, your shoelace. We were young and we thought like young people, and we dated and we were fiancés, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's stages to not only relationships but to life and to being an individual. Oh, look at the turkey. Thanksgiving around the corner, homie. So there are different stages to development in your mentality and in your spirituality and in your individuality and in your relationships. But if you allow those to grow honestly, and if you're allowed to make mistakes without the other person judging your character, look, I fuck up. I need her to be the safe one that I'm like, yo, I fucked up. And then she's like, damn, man, you should maybe let's next time do it like this. Or I saw that happening. You asked me to let you move forward. I did, but now it didn't work. So let me take lead now, right? And then vice versa. And that's a relationship, right? That's how it really works. That's how we work, right? So that's why we last so long in this mode, because it's one thing to last long and it's another thing to be happy the whole time, right? And we're very much happy in our relationship. Even now, when shit is fucked up and we're forced to reset the way we are, one thing for sure is this, right? So that's what keeps us grounded, and that's what helps us to maneuver out of any situation we don't want to be in quickly, because we're still giving right now. We're still givers. So on the reset, I came back to bring her to her folks' place, and then right away helping out my mom. She's helping out her parents. We're back on that mode. Like, okay, let's do as much as we can for them while we're here doing for ourselves, and let's get everything back on track. Because without us being here, just a few months we weren't here, things kind of went off track for our parents, and they don't have the capacity of 2024, 2025's world to maneuver, right? Like, technology advanced so much for them, and just little setups, and the way we function with ease in today's world with today's gadgets and today's loopholes is different, right? So we were having that discussion at breakfast. Like the other day, her mother had car trouble and they needed to call a tow truck. So her mom took over with AAA. Excuse me. Her mom was calling AAA, and right away she's combative with the AAA agent and, oh, you got to get here fast and blah, blah, blah. And like, she's like being very much her, right? She's on militant mode, demanding, making demands. And she bypasses all the prompts in the call just to get to the operator. And then at some point, the operator's like, bump this, and then disconnected the call. So then Shanna's like, Mom, let me take over. So Shanna gets the phone, and then in the prompts, they're like, yo, if you have a cell phone, press option this, and then hang up. So then Shanna does that, gets a text message, handles everything via text. The truck hits her back, like, we'll be there in 30 minutes. Then her mom's like, 30 minutes? Shanna's like, chill out. Truck ends up there in like 10 minutes, you know? And everything went smooth and never had to talk to anybody. Never. Like, we didn't even have to go through all of that. And that could have got done 15 minutes sooner than when her mom was doing it, right? So like I said, no discredit to her mother and how she gets down.
I had to remind her, like, look, we're close to home. You're not on the side of the highway. We're together. You're not by yourself. Right here in the parking lot. You know, like, they'll be here in 10 minutes. Like, you know, you gotta look on the bright side, even though it's unfortunate that the car died. Like, I got your back.
Yeah, so, and those are skills that her and I have developed together. And I don't just speak it, this is how we live. Like, honestly, this is how we live. And I'm gonna let her share. She don't want to share, but I'm gonna force her to. You have better words than I have. You have the words that inspire my words.
But I don't know what to say.
You just speak. You don't have to know what to say. You just speak, all right? I'm gonna give her the phone, and she's gonna look at the phone, and then she's gonna speak, and she's gonna tell you how we maneuver, even though things are kind of goofy, right? Like, you just keep your cool. And this is a skill set that she has in her. Like, look, we are not perfect, and a lot of times we have to remind each other of that, right? And that's one thing that I will always do for my wife, is remind her of how magical and how special she is, and how much she means to me and our children, and what she has created in us through our relationship, right? Because all of this stuff and the people that are grateful for me sharing and for the words that I say and the way that I say things, it's not a quarter. People are, oh look, let me say something real quick. If you ever see money on the street or something like that, I don't care if it's a penny, pick that up. Pick it up, put it in your pocket. That's the universe giving when you ask, right? If you keep walking past little small change and stuff like that, you're telling the universe you got enough. You don't have to pick that up. Oh, I got enough. I'm cool. So that quarter is not going to turn into thousands of dollars, because the universe is aware that I'm still in need, and I'm grabbing what I can when I can, taking advantage of any opportunity. That was an opportunity. A 25 cents opportunity is just as important as a $25,000 opportunity, because it's an opportunity. So remember that. Take advantage of your opportunities. The moment you stop taking advantage of your opportunities, then they stop coming. Okay, so back to what I was saying, which I have no idea what I was saying. So just something along the lines that I try to feed Shanna as many reminders every day, all day, of how important she is and how magical she is. Like, even right now, she's like, I don't know what to say. Like, neither do I, but it's in her. So I'm gonna give her the phone, and she's gonna say whatever comes to her mind. We're speaking on how we get down and keeping you cool. Tell them how you feel about what's happening. Be honest. How you feel about the situation we're in. And
Fucking sucks.
yeah. Okay, maybe I won't handle the phone. No, hold on. Yeah.
Oh God. I don't want to do this.
You look pretty.
Let me see. My forehead looks big. Okay. what am I gonna say? We're in this situation that we're in, and obviously it's not ideal, but like I have to remind myself, and Hector reminds me, my parents remind me, I've been through way worse things and gotten through it, and even better now. So it's with the tools I have to get through this than I have in the past, so I'm not gonna fall all apart. We're gonna figure it out, and I'm grateful that I have a good support system. We have a great support system to help us do that. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know
Just talk. If you don't have anything to say, just talk. Just talk to yourself.
So like I remind myself, like I'm here in California. What opportunities can I take advantage of while I'm here, trying to figure it out? My kids can see their old friends. I can go on this walk that we used to go to in our old neighborhood. Just still trying to get the positive out of everything that I can in the midst of trying to figure it out. And for me, it works better that way than to be down on myself or, beat myself up for being in the predicament that I'm in. And I'm figuring it out at the same time. So I hope that makes sense.
Does it to Shanna? Talk to Shanna. Does that make sense to Shanna?
It does make sense to me, but like I don't know if
That's who you're talking to. You're talking to you. So tell you what you're gonna do. Tell you how you're gonna handle it. Tell you how you've handled it in the past.
I don't know, just anything that we've ever been through, I've always come out of it better than what I expected. So like this hiccup, this setback, whatever you want to call it, is not as scary to me as some people might want to think that it is, or expect it to be for us, because I know that we're going to be all right regardless. And that's not silly talk. That's real to me, because like I know that I'm capable. We're capable, and I feel like this is just another. It's like a level up, the more you play the game, the harder the levels get. So like, I'm embracing it. I think that's all I have to say for the moment, please.
Fine. Oh, she's awesome, right?
That's not all I want to say, but like, it's like, I don't want to start rambling. And
No, you ramble. Yeah, ramble. Get lost here. Ramble.
No.
Ramble, get lost in your thoughts. That's what we're doing. Walk and talk. No direction, right? Just like our lives. No, I'm just joking. No direction, right? Just rambling, right? Ramble to yourself. That's what I do. I get out here and I ramble to myself and I speak out loud.
Ask for certain things and you pray or you talk to the universe or whatever you do, and then you get it. It might not exactly be in the beautiful package that you expected, but you definitely get it. Like, I'm grateful to be here now.
Right, like, what movie was it? I just saw that again Bruce Almighty, right? There's a scene where he's talking to God, Morgan Freeman, and he's like,
You specifically said I want money.
You ask for patience, and then they give you situations to be patient about.
Exactly.
You ask for strength,
You have the word.
and then you get challenges that strengthen you. You ask for wisdom, then you're forced to seek knowledge, right? Like, that's the way it works. So then don't feel damned when you're in the middle of what you asked for. Like, we're not damned. We ask for these opportunities, and then you have to see them as such, because life happens. Life happens.
Yeah, and then do the work. Like, like it would be fucked up if we, but like, like we're all fell apart and like, oh, this, that, and the other, instead of like trying to figure it out. Then you're not. That's our fault. You know what I mean? Like, if we succumb to the challenges rather than overcome them. Does that make
Exactly.
sense?
That makes perfect, beautiful, harmonious sense. And that's really what it is, right? So it's kind of what I was saying in whatever video I was saying it. Huh?
We put ourselves here.
Yeah, we put ourselves here. That's where accountability lies too, right? This is a conversation. Oh, that's what I was talking with my mom. This is a conversation I was having with my mom. And older people, like even religion and spirituality and things like that, for older people is different than it is for now, because we live in a much more information-based society where we can like search history or different world religions instantly. It's all right here in this device, just instantly. So when they were upbringing, in their upbringing coming up, whatever they were told by their parents or whatever area, region you grew up in, more than likely you just that religion. So my mom comes from a place where in Puerto Rico, her mother was raised in kind of like a cult kind of thing. And they like praised this woman, and that woman was like connected to God, and she would get the message and then give it to her followers kind of situation. So a lot of times my mom puts it off on God. So she was saying something, we were saying something to one another, and then she was like, oh, God willing. And I was like, no, Ma, like, not God willing. We got to do that part. Like, that one you don't leave up to God. Like, guide me safely, clear my way as I'm doing the particular thing. That you ask of God. To do the particular thing, no, that one's on you. So you can't just say God willing so willy-nilly, or if God allows it. It translates differently in Spanish, but if God, si Dios permita, like if God gives it the permission to do that. So like her vernacular and the way she speaks often refers to God in that way. And it's great to praise God, and it's great to build a connection with the universe and with God and with gods and with whoever your deity or wherever your faith lies that brings you peace and success in your life. It's amazing. To put everything off on him or her or it, to make life all about what they allow or don't allow, that's lazy, right? You got to meet your God halfway or more. You got to put in the work. And then when things happen that are outside of your control, then you can be like, okay, I see what this is. Now this gives me an opportunity to maneuver in a better way. Not, oh, God just made this happen, so that's it. That's my life. God took away this business from us, so that's it. Oh, well, I guess God knew I was doing wrong. Like, no, that's not it, right? Instead, if you're going to include your deity, your God, the powers to be, then you're like, oh, okay, I see I was doing good. I see I was handling things the right way, and it still got taken. All right, you must be guiding me to do something different. Let me get on it. So then you get on to something different, and then you pull yourself up quick. And that's how you use the power of grace, and that's how you use the power of God, right? And that's when you say, I'm gonna put it in God's hands, right? The outcomes of the effort, but the effort is on you. You got to do that part. So then we were having that kind of conversation with my mom. My mom, she's easily distracted too. So like, she's watching her YouTube. She thinks like YouTube is real life. So funny. My mom I love her. She's so adorable. The way she be getting got, it's hilarious. So she's watching something and she's like, oh, look, the world's gonna end in like 4 months or some shit. I'm like, Ma, like, we just had this conversation, or having this conversation, and then like right away, the next thing you say is YouTube is telling you about how the world's gonna end right now. Like, you gotta get out of that. You gotta unplug, especially you that doesn't have the capability to view things like that responsibly, and she's not in a good headspace. She's kind of alone, trapped in her house. So like all of those things, her upbringing, impact her thought process and make it difficult for her to shake depression, right? Because it's just there, and what she feeds herself through her eyes and into the brain creates a thought process that's not healthy, that in turn manifests in her real life, and she's literally burying herself like she's a lightweight hoarder. I don't know if it's even lightweight anymore. Like, it's not like junky stuff, but she just has unnecessary stuff on top of unnecessary stuff everywhere, and you don't realize that your brain is now creating the defense from all of these things that you're scared of in the real world. The world coming to an end, and society playing you, and God pulling everything away from you so you won't have enough. So then those things are your thought process, and now you try to hold on to and grab as much as you can and attach yourself to materialistic things, or material items I should say. Yeah. So now you're buried. Now you actually manifested your shield and your protection, and it manifested into all the items that you hoard, and now you're buried in your walls. In your mental walls are now physical walls. This was the conversation my wife and I were having at breakfast this morning, so kind of wanted to tap on that a little bit on our walk and talk. Kind of wanted to share with you a little bit on those kind of things, and I wanted Shanna to give you like her point of view, which is very similar to my point of view. And then
I did a bit, right?
yeah, you did awesome. And then I also I'm not afraid if it's different. If she would have got on here and she's like, yo, this motherfucker crazy.
Well, he is.
And he got me in some shit I don't want to be in. Help! Like blinking, like, help me. Then she could have did that too, right?
Really? If you didn't tell me that, I could have done that.
Do it.
Delete that.
No, I'm not gonna delete nothing. They coming for you now. They're gonna come help you. How she got scared asking for help? She blinked, y'all. Come get her. She blinked twice. Got her with the baby oil. What was the name of that movie? The movie with the thing that had everybody. The good movie we just watched.
Oh shoot! Channing Tatum.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's
Blink Twice.
Blink Twice. Yeah, duh, I just said it. Blink Twice. You guys should see that movie. It's pretty cool. It's different. Yeah, so she's blinking twice. Blink, blink. It's really me that need to be blinking.
I won't remember.
Yeah, you know. All right, now let's talk. Look how she looking. Cause she know. Let's talk. You know who need to be blinking out this mug? Me. Look. I need to be blinking.
Whatever, dude.
They torture me.
What?
Her and her little minions she created. You heard that? Did you hear that laugh? Genuine. That was a genuine evil villain laugh, bruh. Like, they always think, oh, he's the big guy, aggressive New Yorker. Do you know how much they make fun of me?
I'll hit you. Laugh.
Bro, say they make me say things. Like, yo, say this, say. So if ever I'm describing something and like I hit my head or something, I'm like, yo, I hit my head, like, blah.
That's what you say for everything. Blah.
You heard it? You guys see it? You're witnessing it? Blah. And then they like say squirrel. Squirrel. You hear her laughing? Her and her little mini-me daughter are the worst. They converted my big guy. They got my big guy. My little guy, he still got my back. He
He's
won't.
the one that started the laugh.
He won't say that he loves me more than her in front of her. But
Hey.
but he does. He loves me more. That's my little old soul. You gotta see. I'll plug that into. Blink. You gotta see how many gray hairs that little dude got. He got a whole head of grays, man. God blessed us with an old soul. He is definitely sharp. Like, all of my connectivity, talents, and skills and blessings. Yeah, he got that like 100-fold, bro. Like, he is so sharp, man. Like, yeah, man. He's show him how he be in the library. That's my boy, bro. He's so much like me, man. All of them, they're all amazing people. Look, we're in our old neighborhood. This is the block. We're gonna walk up to her.
I'm gonna pull the sign out the yard.
We're gonna move in. They're not gonna know. We're just gonna move back in. They don't have to change. I could break in. I'm from New York, son. That's how they act. That's how they think I act. That's how they make me say things like that. How I talk?
Take my daughter to the doctor.
Do you see her hands?
Doctor.
That's how I talk. She makes me sound like I'm a New Yorker from like Spider-Man. One of them back. Well, we got your back, Spidey. Us New Yorkers eating pizza. That's how they think I talk. I do talk like that, all right. Look, they got the big skeleton coming out the yard this year.
Yeah. They used to have them standing on the side, but they're like, hey, you know what?
Yeah, right. They cut them in half. This was a cool house. They give really good candies and Jello shots for the adults. We'll be here tonight. Nah, I haven't drank or smoked or anything in. Oh well, I drank. I'm lying. I drank like a month ago, right? It's been about a month, right? Yeah, I mean, I hit the joint yesterday. But all right, I'm lying. All right, I'm smoking a drink. Nah, I hit the joint yesterday for the first time in like over a year, and that got me way too zooted. I didn't like it. And then I probably drank maybe a month ago, a little more than a month ago. Yep. Look, so here we are. Old house, old neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah, they trimmed down our, what are these called?
The succulents.
Succulents. Called Carlo Perez if you want.
Is that
Our old house.
that we were talking to?
Yeah.
That helped us and stuff?
Yeah. Do not disturb occupants.
Doesn't look like nobody's lived in there.
No, nobody's in there. Look, I'm gonna come back and get my cameras. You see that camera? I forgot to take it when we left, but I'm gonna come back and get them because they're not on. I got 3 more in the back too. I was sorry, I forgot them.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Those are ceiling fans.
Shannon wants a ceiling fan. We're coming to strip this house. Oh yeah, they cut this tree.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
The whole thing down to the stump because it was all over that window.
Yeah, they did. Hey, good. Just in the neighborhood. We was visiting her parents, and I usually used to take this loop around. It's like 1.5 miles. So she was like, "Let's go by the old house." I was like, "Okay." No,
No, we were renting.
no, we were renting.
They are selling it now.
Yeah,
Trying to anyway.
yeah. Yeah, like,
And I think that they want to put.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause and come back and talk to a
You
neighbor.
know what I mean?
Okay, we're back. Talking with one of our old neighbors, how they miss us because all the other neighbors are unruly and weird. Like our one neighbor that lived directly to the right of us, if you're facing out of our door, it's a Filipino couple, really sweet people. We know them since we lived there, so they've been our neighbors for like 15 years or something like that. Yeah, and our daughters went to kindergarten together, and they're seniors in high school now, so that's how long we knew them. But the problem with them, not our problem, because they respected our boundaries, but the problem with everybody else is that we just counted 7 cars.
Yeah.
They have 7 cars, and 4 of them are not home right now. The 2 daughters and the husband and wife are all at work. So that's 11 cars they got. And I want to say a good 5 of them are not running. So they have all the spaces in front of their house, in front of the neighbor's house across the way, in front of the neighbor's house across the way, over one, bugging, bro. And then like They be arguing with the neighbors, talking about, oh, it's a public street, we could park anywhere. Like, come on, man, common courtesy. Like, four or five of your cars ain't even running. Get rid of those cars and stop parking them in front of other people's houses. Like, they want to have guests and family over too, and don't nobody want to walk half a block to get to their own house. It was crazy, man. So, like, it's funny because yesterday you saw Ella? Yeah, so yesterday my wife saw the neighbor that we're talking about, and then she was complaining about the neighbors, like, oh, we wish you guys were still here because this neighbor we argue with and this neighbor we're arguing with, and you guys were just always cool and whatever, blah blah blah. And my wife was like, oh brother, like, we are so not into people's bochinche. That's what we call gossip in Puerto Rico, bochinche. And we're just not into gossip, and I don't like to hear people talking shit about other people or nothing, especially like when we're all friendly and neighborly. And then, like, you have to take sides, but then when they're all together in the same place, they all like, oh hi, how you doing? Like, that shit is so weird. So anyway, Ella was complaining about, what's this lady's name? Allison? Allie? Angela. That's how I remember from Tony Danza, who's the boss. Anyway, Ella was complaining about Angela, like, oh, she doesn't like us to park in front of her house and blah blah blah. So just now we walked past the house to go look at the house, and we see Angela, and Angela's complaining about Ella and all the cars. Like, okay, bye, it's time to go now, we don't live here anymore. It's just funny the way things are, the way people are. Humans. Look, I do miss this neighborhood though. That's the entrance. Like, my house, if you go through that entrance, my house is like 5 houses up. Yeah, the kids call this the Huts. And we lived in North Village.
And you see this? All this used to be farmland.
Yeah, all of this, they literally used to be cows here. No houses there. There was no condos here. This was all farmland and cows. And then our block was like, there was only like 2 blocks. And then everything that way was just empty fields too. So if you walk this way, if you walk up that way, and then you go across, and then you come back down. So it's like that. It's a triangle almost. It's a 1.5 mile loop. It's Crescent to Leisure Town to North Village Parkway. Those are the 3 streets. So if you go up Crescent, across Leisure Town, or Vaca Valley Parkway, I think it turns into Vaca Valley Parkway, and then down North Village Parkway, it's like a triangle. And then I would do push-ups. So I would start and I would do 10 push-ups here. Then on the next corner, 10 push-ups. Good morning. And then on the next corner, 10 push-ups. So my phone ran out of storage space, and that's a first for me. So I have to figure that out, saving things to the cloud and figuring out storage space and learning how to do that part also. And then I got back on the video while we were on our walk, and then my phone died. So that's another thing I have to pay attention to when I'm doing my walk and talks, is battery capacity. I got to make sure that I'm on a full charge. That's about it. I'm gonna go to the editing room and chop everything up and add all the little ad-libs and pop-ups and captions and all of that fun stuff. All right, thanks for listening. And I told you I had a special guest today. She's amazing. I love my wife. Shout out to Shanna. Thank you for joining me on my walk and in the video this morning. And we love you guys. Peace.